All right, get ready, people, because the rage virus, it is back. We're talking about one of the most influential horror franchises of the 21st century, and after all this time, it's finally returning. And boy, is it asking a huge question.
Yep, you heard that right. If you're a fan of the gritty, absolutely terrifying world of 28 Days Later, you know it has been a long, long wait. So what are we actually going to get from this long-awaited return to post-apocalyptic Britain? Well, let's get right into it. Okay, first things first. Let's be clear, this is not just some sequel in name only. The original creative team, they are back at the helm. And believe me, that is a huge deal. I mean, think about it. The visionary director Danny Boyle and the original star, Cillian Murphy, they're both coming back. This is literally the reunion fans have been dreaming about for decades. It was their partnership that gave us that groundbreaking style, that raw, frantic energy that completely changed zombie movies forever. Oh, and get this, it's confirmed to be R-rated. So yeah, you can bet we're going to get that same level of brutal intensity and unflinching horror that made the first one an absolute classic.
But, okay, it's not just about bringing back the legends. The new cast? Wow. It brings together two totally different but, man, equally powerful generations of British acting talent. And that creates a really fascinating dynamic.
So, on one hand, you've got an absolute titan of the industry, Ralph Fiennes. I mean, the guy's a celebrated Shakespearean actor, a two-time Oscar nominee, and he's the man who gave us some of the most chilling villains in movie history. We're talking about the terrifying Amon Goth in Schindler's List, all the way to, well, the one and only Lord Voldemort. This guy is a true master of that cold, calculated menace. And then, on the complete other side of the spectrum, you have Jack O'Connell. Now, he just exploded onto the scene in that chaotic TV show Skins, right? And since then, he's built this incredible career playing these really intense, rebellious, and often super troubled characters. I mean, his performances in movies like Started Up and 71 are just electric. They earned him a BAFTA Rising Star Award. He's all about that raw, physical energy. And when you look at them side by side like this, it's just fascinating. You've got the 63-year-old established icon, the master of those controlled intellectual villains. And you're pairing him with a 35-year-old rising star who's famous for these explosive portrayals of troubled kids. I mean, that dynamic alone, it just screams incredible on-screen tension. So, while Ralph Fiennes' role is still totally under wraps, we do have a fascinating and honestly deeply unsettling detail about the character Jack O'Connell's going to be playing. Okay, so according to the film's cast list, O'Connell shows up in a cameo role as a character named Sir Jimmy Crystal. Now, at first glance, that name might not ring any bells. But when you start to dig into the details, ooh boy, things take a very, very dark turn.
And yeah, this right here brings us to what is easily the most controversial and talked about part of this movie so far. The real-world inspiration behind this character, it's nothing short of shocking.
Yeah, you read that right. The character's name and title, Sir Jimmy, it's a direct reference to Jimmy Savile, the once-beloved British TV personality who, after he died, was exposed as one of the most prolific and monstrous sexual predators in history. To put this character in a mainstream horror film, that is an incredibly provocative choice. And they are not being subtle about it. The reference is just shockingly direct. The character is described as wearing a shell suit, gold chain, blonde bob combination. I mean, that's a carbon copy of Savile's infamous public look. The filmmakers are leaving absolutely zero room for doubt here. And look, the crucial thing to understand is that this isn't just some fan theory floating around online. No way. Director Danny Boyle himself has gone on the record to confirm it. And with this quote, he's basically pointing out that Savile wasn't just some monster hiding in the shadows. He was a monster who weaved himself into the very fabric of British culture. Pop music, sports, politics, the honor system, you name it. And that, right there, makes this reference even more chill. So this confirmation really forces us to step back. We have to move beyond just simple film analysis and get into a much more complicated and, frankly, difficult discussion about the boundaries of art. And that really is the question at the heart of all this, isn't it? When you invoke the very real horror of someone like Jimmy Savile in a movie about a fictional rage virus, what are you doing? Are you making a profound commentary on the real-life monsters that hide in plain sight? Or are you just exploiting a massive national trauma for shock value? It's an incredibly bold, deeply unsettling creative choice. And I guess the only real answer is one we're going to have to decide for ourselves when 28 years later finally hits our screens.